Welcome, the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of Johnson & Johnson, Joaquin Duato.
Thank you. Thank you, and good morning, everyone. Governor Shapiro, elected officials, local leaders, welcome to our Springhouse campus. With more than 70 laboratories, 2,500 scientists, researchers, and engineers, Springhouse is the heart of Johnson & Johnson innovation. It is the site where most of our discovery efforts start. Governor, thank you for your leadership and your commitment to making Pennsylvania a life science hub for innovation and manufacturing, and for making it a great place for Johnson & Johnson to keep investing. Your work cutting red tape, speeding permits, and supporting workforce development underpins the investment that we are announcing today. To the rest of the elected officials and local leaders that have supported that effort, also thank you very much for your partnership. For 140 years, Johnson & Johnson has driven American healthcare innovation. Today, we are building on that legacy here in Montgomery County as a part of our $55 billion US investment plan in manufacturing, technology, research and development. We are announcing a major commitment to this region with more than $1 billion state-of-the-art manufacturing facility in nearby Lower Wiwinit. The project is going to create The project is going to create 4,000 construction jobs and more than 500 highly skilled, high-wage manufacturing roles when fully operational. This will be not only jobs, but careers that will support families and the entire community. Pennsylvania's proud manufacturing legacy, from steel to today's medicines and medical technologies, and Johnson & Johnson roots here for 7 decades, are part of why we are investing here. In 2025 alone, we invested billions with Pennsylvania suppliers. Altogether, our operations generate roughly $10 billion in annual economic impact for the state, with 10 facilities and more than 2 million square feet across manufacturing, research, distributions, and offices. What draws us to Pennsylvania and keeps us here is its extraordinary workforce, deep talent, leading universities and community colleges, and a business-friendly environment that let us invest, innovate, and grow. At Johnson & Johnson, we are working at the leading edge of science and technology, and we do that to accelerate discovery, development, and manufacturing. Springhouse and Lower Wiwinit will set a new benchmark for the industry, integrating cutting-edge cell therapy technologies so the transformational medicine that we develop can get to patients faster. Because we know that patients are waiting. For someone facing cancer, weeks can feel like years. What we are building is manufacturing excellence and hope. When fully operational, the new site will serve thousands of patients each year, shortening delivery times for these very personalized therapies. Springhouse and Lower Wiwinit show that combining scientific excellence, manufacturing innovation, long-term investment, and community partnerships creates real results for patients and opportunities for workers and families. In closing, Governor Shapiro, thank you for making this day possible. Montgomery County and Lower Wiwinit Township, thank you for your partnership too. We are committed to being a good neighbor, working with local educational institutions, advancing workforce development, and partnering with local businesses. We are here for the long term, and we are proud to be able to contribute to this region's success. Now, I'll turn it over to Governor Shapiro. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Governor of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Josh Shapiro.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It is a good morning, and I want to just say how wonderful it is to be back here at Johnson & Johnson celebrating a great day for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. J&J, one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies in the entire world, is investing over $1 billion here in this Commonwealth to expand their awesome footprint and continue to save lives. Joaquin, I want to thank you for welcoming all of us here today, and I want to thank you for betting on the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. But most importantly, I want to thank you and your team for truly the state-of-the-art therapy manufacturing facility that you will build here that I know are going to change lives, save lives, keep families together, and do extraordinary things for the world. I had the chance with you and your extraordinary team to go tour this facility, to see the scientists doing their work, years of working in the lab, which then leads to discoveries that then get scaled up, but then turn into one-of-one therapies that are used to save lives and improve outcomes here in this Commonwealth and across this country and the globe. It's extraordinary what you're doing here at J&J. And with your expansion at the new facility, you'll develop groundbreaking gene therapy treatments for cancer and neurological diseases that will save even more lives. And so I want to say to every one of your scientists who are doing this work, to every member of your team that does this work, truly thank you for what you're doing. It is a difference maker, and it is truly remarkable what you discover here at J&J. Together, as a result of this expansion, you're not only going to save lives, you're going to put a whole lot of people to work, and we're excited about that. You'll be able to create over 4,000 construction jobs and 500 new permanent jobs in the life sciences, manufacturing, and on top of the 6,000 jobs that you already have supporting all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I am proud that this is the global hub of research, the largest facility of its kind in the world, and I learned that on my tour, and I'm going to be bragging about that and bragging about J&J for anyone who will listen. I think with this investment, we are further cementing our place as a Commonwealth as a leader in life sciences, a goal that I laid out when I took office 3 years ago. Think of it, in just the past 3 weeks, we will have landed the 2 largest life science investments in the history of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And I think that momentum is real, and you can feel it all across our Commonwealth. I believe Pennsylvania is on the rise. Because listen, let's be real. Joaquin and J&J, they could have chosen to put this facility literally anywhere in the world, anywhere. They did not have to expand here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, but they chose Pennsylvania because what we are doing is working. We put forth an aggressive, competitive offer on the table, combined with speed and with certainty and with know-how, and as a result, J&J picked us. Thanks to the leadership of Secretary Rick Siger, who leads our Department of Community and Economic Development, and his impressive team at Business PA, we convinced Joaquin and his team that the best place to build this new facility would be here in Springhouse. And I will tell you, I'm very familiar with this facility. I went to day camp across the street on McKean Road, if anybody remembers that long ago. So I looked at this facility having no idea what was going on inside for years as a little boy in my bus driving by. And so to be able to be back here today and see this rich tradition grow is really, really special. Our rich tradition extends, of course, to manufacturing and innovation in Pennsylvania, a tradition that J&J is a key part of. Our strong and growing life sciences sector with leaders like Chris Molyneux, who you'll hear from in a moment from Life Sciences Pennsylvania, who help connect the dots and build off this investment to create new opportunities for J&J and companies like them to be able to succeed here. We sold J&J on the strength of our workforce and the pipeline of talent that we could create that runs through our universities, our community colleges, and our union halls who help build these facilities. And a special thanks to Rob Baer, who is here, who leads the Pennsylvania building trades. Their hands will be the ones that build these facilities that the big brains coming out of our wonderful research institutions will have the chance to work in and save lives. That is a righteous cycle, and we're grateful for the hardworking women and men who are going to build this facility. We sold them on our commitment to health, to science. That is something that I wish I didn't have to say today, but here in Pennsylvania, we are committed to facts and we are committed to science. And I want to say a special thanks to Dr. Deb Bogan, who leads the Pennsylvania Department of Health, our leader when it comes to our commitment to science and health. And of course, we sold J&J on our ability to move quickly and to deliver speed to market. Think of it, getting to market quickly is important. When you're a company like J&J, it is vital because the quicker we get to market, the more lives that are saved. And I want to say a special thanks to Ben Kirshner, who leads our Office of Transformation and Opportunity, who has streamlined our permitting processes and made us now a model for the rest of the country when it comes to delivering projects speedily. So Ben, thank you very, very much. This project for J&J is now part of our fast track program to speed up permitting wait times so they can get moving and get moving quickly. The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is proud to commit $41.5 million to this project, including $15 million that comes from the PA Sites Fund, a new initiative stood up under my administration to help us develop industrial sites and land big deals just like this one. It also includes a $10 million investment in workforce development, a Pennsylvania First grant, to help train and hire the staff that will be needed in this new facility. With this massive deal, we are once again proving that the work we are doing is delivering real results. It is having the intended effect of putting more people to work, and in this case, saving lives in the process. And after not being on the field for years and years and years, Pennsylvania is competing again. In fact, we have landed more deals in just the last 2 years than the previous 15 years in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania combined. We did that by putting the right people in place, people like Secretary Siger. And we did that by bringing Republicans and Democrats together in a divided legislature to invest billions of dollars in economic development. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge the lawmakers who are here who have voted for these initiatives. It's important that you know who they are. Senator Maria Collette, who joins us here today, our local state senator, we thank you. Senator Frank Ferry, Representative Tim Briggs, who also leads a lot of our work in the life sciences in addition to being an outstanding state representative. Representative Steve Malagari, Representative Liz Hanbidge. I want to thank you all for being here today. And if you would just stand up and be recognized. In addition to working with lawmakers to appropriate these dollars so that we could invest in a project like this, we've worked aggressively, as you heard, to reform our permitting processes and speed up government. I want to thank Luke Bernstein, who leads our Pennsylvania chamber, the chamber for our entire state. This is something, he and I go back about 20 years. We talked about making Pennsylvania faster. We appreciate how you've worked with us in order to achieve those objectives. We literally went from being about 48th in the nation, and just if you're counting, you don't want to be 48, you want to be 1, right? We went from being 48th in the nation on permitting times to literally now being the national model for how to speed up government. I'm very proud of that and appreciate the work the Chamber has done with us on that. I think it's also important that we be focused on certain areas of growth and opportunity. So when we laid out the Commonwealth's first economic development strategy in more than 20 years, we focused like a laser beam on life sciences. We understood that while there's 2 other communities across the country, I won't name them here, who are doing quite well, that there was a huge opportunity to move into 3rd place when it comes to life sciences, and then from there catapult up even further. I think Pennsylvania is now well on its way to occupying that space, and J&J is a huge reason why. And while this is great for J&J, having you here, expanding here, allows us to attract others, leaning on the wonderful model that you set for the rest of the country. So our plan is working when it comes to developing life sciences. The connection, as you heard before from Joaquin, between our wonderful research institutions like Penn and Pitt and Penn State, CMU, and more, is really helping. We rank 4th in the entire country when it comes to R&D spending. And I must say that at a time where the federal government is walking back its commitment to R&D spending, Pennsylvania is stepping up its investment in R&D spending. We know how important that is. Earlier this month, I announced that Pennsylvania would develop a new fund called Innovate PA 2.0. If somebody can come up with a better title for it, we'll use yours. But we want to spur on more innovation, more growth in the life sciences area, an example of the kind of investments and spending that we want. Look, take a look at what's happening all across Pennsylvania. As a result of innovative growth, as a result of investments, good things are happening. Thanks to groundbreaking research in mRNA technology, scientists from at Penn, just down the road, helped create the vaccines that brought an end to the pandemic and saved countless lives. Incubator spaces like the Pennsylvania Biotech Center in Bucks County, not too far from here, support dozens of startups and the next big thing that could potentially come from there. Major life sciences companies like J&J are deepening their presence here and helping us attract others to grow here as well. So the life sciences industry is alive and well and flourishing and growing here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. And the beneficiaries of that, yes, it's the folks who are building the facilities. Yes, it's the people who are working here. But at the end of the day, the people who really benefit are the lives that you save because of the brilliance of what happens here at a company like J&J. So I'm going to close just by thanking Joaquin again. We've had a wonderful relationship that we've been able to develop through this process. And I mean what I said at the top. You could have gone anywhere. You could have gotten other governors on the phone, and I'm sure other states were offering wonderful packages, but you chose to be here. And we are forever grateful, and we appreciate the fact that your leadership led with a commitment not just to building a building for J&J, but to building an ecosystem that is going to lift up our Commonwealth and help us move forward. You are a wonderful model of what it means to be a community-minded CEO who cares about the world around you, and we are grateful to you and your entire team for your extraordinary efforts and for betting on us here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So to everyone here who works at J&J, congratulations. This is a wonderful day. And to all of our stakeholders from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, we appreciate you. Every one of you played an important role in helping us take this giant step forward. So thank you very much. And with that, it's my pleasure to bring up the man who did a lot of this work behind the scenes, my right hand when it comes to economic development, the Secretary of the Department of Community and Economic Development, Secretary Rick Siger.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Pennsylvania Department of Community and Economic Development, Secretary Rick Siger.
Wow, good morning. It is so exciting to be here today with the governor, with so many honored guests, to celebrate a huge win. First, thank you to the J&J team. I don't think we could say it enough, not just for this announcement today, but for your longstanding commitment to Pennsylvania. In addition to you, sir, Mr. Duato, we've had a great honor to work with a really terrific team here, Anita and Megan, the great Kimberly Lowndes Foster, who is here. Kimberly, hey, all right. Thank you, Kimberly. To cultivate a real partnership with our team at Business PA, and who really lives the J&J credo every day. Many of you work here, but if you don't, check it out on the way into this building, way into this room. It's really quite something. Economic development's a team sport, and of course the governor recognized many state partners. I do want to acknowledge local partners here as well. We have two commissioners here, Neil Makija, thank you, and you'll hear from Chair Winder in a minute here. Lower Gwinnett Township representatives. Like, we can't do this work as a state without strong local partnerships, so we appreciate you all very much. And then I do want to thank our Business PA team. Eric Emerson led this work along with Anthony. Great job, guys. getting another great life science win here to the Southeast. And we're joined here also today by Aaron Pitts, our Chief Commercial Officer, who's brought a renewed vigor to this work and had a really strong hand in the J&J deal in particular. Let me just say a quick word about where I think we are. You know, thanks to these efforts, thanks to where the governor's been here over these last 3 years, we are now able to come to the table and make a case to great life science companies like J&J that this is the best place in the world to do business. It's our workforce, it's our research institutions, it's the ecosystem, as you heard the governor say, especially here in Southeast Pennsylvania in cell and gene therapy, which we're talking about today. But it's also the way that we've demonstrated the ability to change our business climate. We've invested $500 million in industrial site development. Through Ben's leadership and David Wade's leadership at the Office of Transformation and Opportunity, we've really radically transformed what it's like to do business here. It's why we've attracted over $40 billion in investment since the governor took office. And really what I'm most proud of about this whole thing is that this is like not an accident. About 2.5 years ago, we decided to do this. We put a strategy in place, our 10-year economic development plan. We made the case for life sciences. We've been working hard, sticking to the plan, doubling down on our strengths, and days like today, I think, are a real validation of that approach. I will say, as excited we are about today, this is just the beginning. We intend to keep our foot on the gas through investments in innovation that you heard about from the governor, and really through execution, our commitment to you at J&J to get this building out of the ground quickly and speedily. We believe we have the blueprint to get things done. Again, let me finish where I started. For the Johnson & Johnson team, thank you. Thank you for your faith in us. Thank you for this investment. And thank you so much for having us here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chair, Montgomery County Board of Commissioners, Jamila Winder.
Good morning. Isn't this exciting? How's everyone doing this morning? Doing well? Good. I'm Jamila Winder. I'm proud to chair the Montgomery County Board of Commissioners. I'm always thrilled to be here alongside our amazing Governor, Josh Shapiro, Secretary Siger, amazed by the work that your team continues to do throughout the Commonwealth, the J&J team, especially your esteemed CEO, Joaquin, and my fellow Commissioner, Neil Makija. On behalf of Montgomery County Board of Commissioners and the nearly 900,000 residents we represent, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to Johnson & Johnson and the Governor's Office for this momentous investment in our great county. Your investment underscores the extraordinary strength and promise of Montgomery County. We have one of the fastest growing life science sectors in our country, as you've heard. We have the most pharmaceutical and medicine manufacturing jobs in our Commonwealth. And this facility right here is J&J's largest research and development facility in the world. It's no wonder some of the most innovative pharmaceutical companies are here, because in Montgomery County, they get access to our highly skilled workforce, our robust infrastructure, and our major institutions of medicine and education. When a global innovator like J&J chooses to invest $1 billion in our community, the impact is profound. It means 500 well-paying jobs for our economy. It means 4,000 construction jobs, like my husband, a union carpenter. He's not going to get this job, but I want to be clear, 4,000 construction jobs while this new facility is being built. And it means that Montco will continue to be where life-saving advancements in medicine are made. We'll have advancements in individualized medicine that the world has not seen before. Precision medicine, individualized treatments, and therapies that were unimaginable just a generation ago. Innovation at scale requires innovation and intention. It requires talent. And in many cases, the curriculum to teach these emerging roles and skills doesn't even exist yet. That's why I applaud our governor and Secretary Siger for their leadership, not only in securing this investment, but investing in our workforce for the future. As a part of DCED's $41.5 million investment, the Commonwealth is dedicating, as you heard our governor share, $10 million towards a new local workforce development training program that will serve as a dedicated talent pipeline for this facility and the broader life sciences industry. That matters because this opportunity isn't just about a building, it's about people. It's about preparing Pennsylvanians with the skills they need to thrive in advanced manufacturing, engineering, robotics, and next-generation life sciences. I've spent nearly 2 decades with some of the world's largest employers, and I've seen firsthand how powerful it is when we innovate in how we connect employers with higher education and workforce training partners. When we align industry needs with education and workforce strategy, we see big gains. We see opportunity expand, and we see our talent stay local. And when we see entire regional economies transform, that is what today represents. I also want to thank our Commerce Department, led by Steve Forrester, who's in the audience. Steve, okay, got to give him a shout out, great. And our municipal partners in Lower Gwinnett, who work every single day to foster the conditions that make investments like this possible. Today's announcement is more than just an economic development win. It's an endorsement of this great community. It sends a clear message to the world. The medicine that transforms our future will be developed and exported from Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. Governor Shapiro, Secretary Siger, Joaquin, thank you for choosing Montco.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President, Pennsylvania Building and Construction Trades Council, Robert Baer.
So, before I start, y'all notice I kind of always have a hat on. And I break a special one out on special occasions. And this one was given to me by a special friend. And it wasn't monogrammed with my initials. It was monogrammed with his creed, GSD. Governor Shapiro's Get Stuff Done policy. Chairman Duato, thank you for believing in the Commonwealth and bringing this manufacturing facility here. To Governor Shapiro, your leadership, your partnership, I can't thank you enough. From day one, the governor reached out to me as the president of the building trades, and he said, I want to be a partner. I want to build the Commonwealth, and I want to have a PA first policy, and I want you guys involved. And he gave me a creed, too, and he said, I expect you to execute with excellence. That's pretty big expectations, but I can stand here and tell you from the men and women of the Pennsylvania building trades and my Philly building trades, we're excited to build this project and execute with excellence for J&J. This is a game changer, and I have been fortunate enough to travel with the governor to a lot of these announcements. And the reason why I am so excited is projects like these, speaking as the everyday common guy, these go a lot deeper than people realize. Those 4,000 construction jobs, that's a big number. But let's talk about the apprenticeship opportunities for young men and women in Pennsylvania in the building trades to come to work on a project like this and not just have a job, but have a career here in this Commonwealth forever. And that happens when we have vision and leadership like Governor Shapiro. The other thing the governor tasked me with was apprenticeships. And I was blessed that I served on the Apprentice Council under former Governor Wolf, and Governor Shapiro has allowed me to remain. And he came to me and he said, Rob, you were an apprentice. You know the good, the bad, and the ugly. I want to expand apprenticeship opportunities outside the building trades. You have a governor sitting in the front row that has done more non-traditional apprenticeships in this Commonwealth than any governor in the history of the Commonwealth. That deserves an applause. And the reason I like to say, I call him the boss. The boss keeps things close to his vest. About 18 months ago, in front of that state apprentice council from the Lehigh Valley, we approved apprenticeships in life sciences, biomedical engineering, and a pathway to bring young men and women to companies like J&J, cover their tuition, and start apprenticeship programs in these industries, which has never been done in the United States. Now, he didn't tell me what he was working on, but I kind of got the impression big things were coming. That's the forward-thinking leadership that you have in this Commonwealth. And when he brings these projects to the Commonwealth in partnerships with Mr. Duato and companies like this, he's investing in the future of this Commonwealth and our children and our grandchildren. That's unheard of. We've never done that. To Secretary Siger, thank you for your leadership. I kid people, we're in Philly. Got to have a football reference. I have the governor on the sidelines charting the plays. I got Secretary Siger with his hands under center getting the ball. And then he's giving it to my Saquon Barkley, Ben Kirshner, saying, go score a touchdown and bring these jobs here. Right? That's how this happens in this Commonwealth. And that's due to the leadership of Governor Shapiro. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a big fan. Right? He's given so much work to the men and women of this Commonwealth. Good paying jobs. Jobs that have pensions, annuities, health care. We're not creating jobs, we're creating careers. And that, as a building trades guy, I started my apprenticeship in 1987 as an electrician. I never imagined I'd be standing here in Johnson & Johnson as the president of building trades. But the upward mobility that having a career in the building trades gives a hillbilly kid from Juniata County, I want that for every young man and woman in this Commonwealth. The governor said to me one time, it's not about a handout, it's about a handout. And it's about reaching down and bringing people into the middle class in this Commonwealth. And you know what? He's a pretty smart guy. I got to give him that. And he's right. So we have shaped our philosophy working with him and saying, let's give every young man and woman an opportunity to stay in this Commonwealth, to have a career, to come to work for someone like Chairman Duato and J&J. And we don't need to leave. And Chairman, I will tell you, I'm going to be riding your staff because I would really like to have the first J&J apprenticeship program registered in the state of Pennsylvania. And I've already been talking to some of your staff about this. I will tell the governor I've been riding the ATO office pretty hard about this, and Secretary Walker, because this is going to be a crowning jewel in your cap. That if you can get an apprenticeship program approved in Pennsylvania, sir, you can take that apprenticeship program anywhere in the world, and it will be the best you could ever build. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for allowing me to speak. Governor, Secretary Siger, Ben, and I have to give a shout out to my tool partner, Luke Bernstein. It's rare, 20 years ago, you did not see the president of the building trades and the president of the PA Chamber having lunch together, working together on economic policy, working on workforce development. That guy right there is the guy that brought us together. He said, you may be different, but you're kind of the same. And at the end of the day, when Luke and I sit down, you're right. You know what we want? We want a thriving Pennsylvania. We want a good business climate. We want businesses to come here, and we want to create careers. Thank you for having me today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and CEO, Life Sciences Pennsylvania, Chris Molyneux.
Morning, everyone. Thank you, Governor, for your great remarks and for your commitment to the life sciences industry. I'll just say from a personal perspective, as an advocate, as a lobbyist, as a public policy wonk, Governor Shapiro is truly the first governor that we've had in Harrisburg in about 25 years who has really paid attention to this very important piece of the economy. The strategic plan, your entire team, even Innovate in PA 2.0, we're all for it. Hopefully we get that over the finish line this time because it is truly meaningful investment by the state. But more important, Joaquin, I want to thank you. Joaquin and I worked together for many years in my term at J&J. I consider him a friend, and it's great to be back, and it's an honor to be part of this day. So Joaquin, thank you so much, and to your entire team for the great work that you do. Yes, I am the President and CEO of Life Sciences Pennsylvania. I am also a Johnson & Johnson alumnus. Very proud of that. So thank you, Joaquin, for bringing me back home. So Life Sciences PA serves as the advocate for the entire life sciences ecosystem that calls Pennsylvania home. So our membership in that ecosystem includes more than 3,000 organizations, pharmaceutical manufacturers, biotech, medical device companies, diagnostics companies, research institutions, patient advocacy groups, more than 110,000 Pennsylvanians directly employed in the life sciences community. I'm honored and proud to be here today on behalf of that ecosystem. And Governor, it absolutely is an ecosystem. Where large and small, where government and private enterprise thrive together and because of each other. And that partnership cannot be overstated. And the idea that we love using that high school biology metaphor of an ecosystem, but it works. You know, if one piece breaks down, it causes problems for the whole system. So it really is important to serve as an oversight body to support that community. It's something that we take very seriously. I want to again extend my thanks to Joaquin and Governor Shapiro, but really the entire J&J team for this expansion and growing on J&J's existing footprint in Pennsylvania. As a longtime employee of J&J, before leaving to lead Life Sciences Pennsylvania, I had to weave in a little personal anecdote, I guess, a little personal perspective. Some of you in the audience may work in the Horsham campus over on Ridgeview Drive. As a Senecor guy, back in 2004, I was one of the first 4 J&J employees to move onto that campus. First in the 850 building, then the 800 building. In fact, in my time at Senecor, Orthobiotech J&J, Orthobiotech, the Bio Business Unit, J&J Corporate, I sat in 5 different offices on that campus. So it's great to see things stabilize a bit. So thank you, Joel Wolk, for that, getting everything in line, getting everybody settled, and really a tremendous broad campus. It's really the Horsham Springhouse campus. And even greater to see how such important pieces of Johnson & Johnson's innovative medicines business and R&D have found their epicenter here in the Springhouse Horsham area, enabling this expansion and certainly tapping into the expertise that resides here in Pennsylvania, both from an employee standpoint, across therapeutic areas and across therapeutic modalities. Cell therapy, really the most advanced, and you'll hear from a patient in a moment about the importance of cell therapies and the treatment modalities or the treatments that are available through that. Life Sciences Pennsylvania is often referred to as the custodians of the life sciences community. We take that responsibility very, very seriously, and it's why announcements like today's are critical milestones toward enhancing Pennsylvania's stature as a national leader in discovering, developing, and manufacturing transformational medicines and technologies for patients, and getting them into the hands of healthcare providers around the globe. And I'll draw, Rick, I'll draw on the J&J credo, the first line. Our first responsibility is to the patients. And I'll add a little Life Sciences Pennsylvania twist on it. There are still thousands of diseases affecting millions of patients around the world who are waiting for our scientists to be successful. So today is just another step by a global leader to continue that pursuit. So Joaquin, again, thank you.
My name is Julia. I have multiple myeloma. I am a retired nurse practitioner. I am the mother of 5. It's a blended family. I have 11 grandchildren. So I've been a scuba diver since 1974. And what I love about it more than anything else is when I get under the water, it is so peaceful and serene. And there is no sound mostly other than bubbles and maybe a squeak from a dolphin at a distance. My husband and I joked that every time it got close to time for us to go scuba diving in Bonaire, which requires you to lift some heavy things, my back would give me a problem and he would have to do all the lifting. They found a tumor in my spine and they said it was most likely malignant, which was terrifying. My doctor, my primary care doctor, arranged for me to go to the hospital and to have a biopsy of the tumor and a bone marrow biopsy as well. And then I remember he came into my hospital room and he stood in the corner and said, "So we're pretty sure what you have is multiple myeloma." And I looked at him and I said, "What is that? I've never heard of it." And I felt kind of silly. My first difficult decision was stem cell transplant. I did that, I recovered. And then 18 months later, my multiple myeloma relapsed. And so from then, I had been through differing chemotherapies. And each one of those, I had to decide whether or not I would continue. My advice to anyone who's newly diagnosed with multiple myeloma is to seek out information. I tell everyone that they should join a support group. And I often say, just come to one meeting and then make your decision after that. I was always optimistic, and I still am, that I'm going to get back to the point where I can go back to what was my regular life.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please welcome Joaquin Duato.
Thank you. It's so inspiring to see these patients that have been treated during years receive a single treatment and being able to recover back their life. And it's a great reminder that what we do here is about jobs, but ultimately it does have an impact on patients. It changes patient lives. So that's why speed is important. That's why our motto in the company is patients are waiting. Governor Shapiro, elected officials, local partners, thank you very much for this great event today, for